What is happening, everybody? Joseph coming your way. This is Final Fantasy IX. Weapon Man. Okay. Fossil Roo. Let's go. So, why is this considered one of the most annoying dungeons among Final Fantasy IX players? The answer to that is that you have to do a ton of backtracking in this. And originally, in the PlayStation 1 version of this game, the encounter rate was way higher than it is in this version. This version, the encounter rate is a little more tame, so it's a little bit easier to get through the dungeon. So that's pretty good. So there's a series of switches that you gotta hit, and they lead to different forks in the road, just a two-way fork. And one path will lead to a treasure, another path will take you through the dungeon. So then we gotta ride Gargants through each one and then backtrack over and over to get all four items, which are pretty good to get. Among the things you get are a Limia's tiara, which is a good piece of headgear, and a pair of fairy earrings if you have not yet gotten them in the Trino auction house. If you didn't buy them in the auction house, you can get them here. So I'll go ahead and just get them all as well. Yeah, get an ether there, very nice. I'm actually going to need some ethers now that I'm using MP attack, because MP attack is going to be very useful for a lot of my fighting players in this dungeon. Another reason why this dungeon is pretty difficult, or not difficult, but more annoying, is that you have a lack of fighting players. All you got is Zidane, and that's about it. You don't have anyone else. So yeah. Here's a Griffin. Griffin, if you eat it as Quina, you'll learn White Wind. So if you didn't do that eating the zoo in Clear's trunk, you can do it here. So there you go. I'm not going to get it because I don't need it. So I'm not going to use any magic during this run, so don't worry about it. And here's the switch for, here's the switch for switch number 2. Very good. There we go. And that's the switch for number 4, I believe. And the switch number 3 takes you out of the dungeon. So, yeah. Good stuff. And certain things in Fossil Roo, the items you get in here do become missable if you progress. Yeah, if you progress far enough into the game, Fossil Roo will become inaccessible. So, if you want to get all the items, you better do it typically on the first visit, although you can come back if you want. But yeah, so there you go. And hopefully I won't encounter too many enemies. I'm probably just going to run from them all, because I am pretty good on levels for the rest of this segment, and for a very long while, to be real honest. Now I may have missed my treasure on the second switch. Oh, let me see if I bought from Stiltskin stuff. See if I bought stuff from him. Oh, never mind. I guess we're good. If you missed the text, he was just saying that he was hurt really bad in Clera, and now he's back on track. So, good for him. Good for Stiltskin. Yeah. I like the approach of Stiltskin in this game. It's like, here's a dude who just travels around, he collects items and buy them for cheap. It's pretty cool. Oh, that's if you want to go back. And this guy sells weapons and stuff if you want them. I think I'm good with what I have. Yeah, I should be okay. Cool. Yeah, and I think I missed whatever treasure I could have gotten off of switch number 2. That's okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch 4. I think it was the Lamia's Tiara that I missed in Switch 4 and Switch 2. But I should be okay. Lamia's Tiara I'll be able to buy anyways. In the next village, town, settlement that I go to. So, yeah. And same with fairy earrings. I don't need those either, because I have a pair that I bought in Trino, so I'm good. There is something that I forgot to get in Trino. Oh, there's Lamia's Tiara. That's fine. It's whatever. Perfect. Yeah, that actually works out pretty well. In Trino, you can get a what's it called? A power belt. There's an active time event. As soon as you enter it, you need to be walking around as Steiner. It's called Trino Tradition. And during Trino Tradition, that active time event, Gilgamesh, who is just a four-armed man, who is unnamed, but he's Gilgamesh if you follow the series, Final Fantasy series. Gilgamesh steals 500 gil from Dagger, or Princess Garnet, we'll call her Sarah. And then if you run into Gilgamesh as Steiner, who is in the synthesis shop, you can run into him and then question him, and then Gilgamesh will give you an item that he bought with the 500 gil, and that would be the power belt. So that's a good way to get the power belt. That chest right there, that was fairy earrings. This right here, I believe, is... Oh, never mind. There's an item. I thought it was there, but it's not there. See, in the PS1 version, I would have already had like 4 encounters. But fortunately, they reduced the encounter rate. And I think the reason why they did that, especially in dungeons, I don't think they really did that in the on the overworld, but in dungeons they did, because in dungeons you can like run in place if you like run into stuff or whatever, and it's annoying because it still raises the threat level, which will raise the encounter rate in this game. So I think that's why they did that. That Kupo Moogle with two P's. If you, I'll just show you. Never mind. I'll just show you. Yeah, here. So this is like a treasure hunting, digging mini game. Give the dude a potion, and you can hammer stuff. And if you keep hitting this wall, you will encounter a Moogle by the name of Kupo, but with 2 P's instead of 1 P. So I'll go ahead and do it. Yeah, there you go. Just keep hitting this wall over and over and over. It's really the only thing worth this mini game. You can get some stuff from the other walls. You can get some accessories and stuff, but it's much more fun to just, yeah. And now Koopa with 2 P's wants me to deliver a letter to Koopa with 1 P. That's works for me, man. And he also has a mog shop too, if you want to buy some more items and stuff, which I don't need to, so I'm good. And save if you want to save, but I'll be okay with that. And then give him the thing. And there we go. Yeah. Yeah. That digging minigame thing is pretty pointless. I wouldn't spend too much time on it other than revealing Koopa with 2 P's. Anyways, this leads you out. There's those fairy earrings just waiting for me to grab them, but I'll whatever. Maybe I'll get them off screen later or something like that, and then just return to this save. It's just a pair of fairy earrings. I don't really care about them, since I already own a pair. Alright, let's go ahead and head on out of here. Believe me, the PS1 version will be way longer. Other enemies you can fight in Fossil Roo. You can fight feather circles, and if you eat them, you will learn level 4 Holy. You can fight abominations, eat them, and you will learn Night, which will cast sleep on everything on screen, so you can arm your entire team with Insomnia, the passive ability Insomnia and inflict sleep on all the enemies, which is pretty effective. What else can you fight? And I think Seeker Bats. And I think if you eat them, you learn, I think, like Pumpkin Bomb or something like that. Pumpkin Head. Something like that. I don't know what you learn from them. Anyways, so now we are in the outer continent, and I want to run as much as I can, get as much distance as I can while that name is on the screen. And start stepping my way over to some chocobo tracks, which are next to this marsh. If I get into an encounter, I don't care. I'd rather not, but whatever. If it happens, it happens. You can fight cactuars here, which give you a lot of XP and can teach Quina 1,000 needles. They can confuse your players. You hit them while they're small and they will use 1,000 needles on you, which is not good. Especially this time, especially this part in the game where hit points are pretty damn low. And you can fight these griffins again. You can fight Zagnals. So yeah. Oh, jeez. Griffin doing some damage. It's alright though. We'll be okay. I might do a little bit of leveling. We'll see. I could show off the, what's it called? The cactuar. Eat it and learn 1,000 needles, even though I'm never going to use it. 1,000 needles for Quina is actually pretty good in this stage in the game. It's a very effective attack on these enemies who do have hit points in excess of 1,000. So, and here we can get another Chocograph. So let's do it. It is, I believe, right here. So there you go, 12:25. Actually, I'll put 12 minutes and 30 seconds there. And you get a whole bunch of jewels and a pair of diamond gloves. Excellent. And I can catch more frogs with Quina here. Very good. I'm just doing that for fun and just to get the items that Quale gives you, which will possibly come in handy. Some of them could come in handy a little bit. Alright, here we go. Let's catch some frogs. Remember, if you are catching frogs and you want to keep these marshes populated throughout the game, you want to leave about 3 of them behind. Assuming all 3 are, assuming you got 1 male and 1 female one there. And if you see a golden frog, do not catch it, because golden frog is unisex, is both genders, so it can produce and it can inseminate, to use an overly scientific term. So yeah, so there's 3 frogs, we're good. Awesome. At 9 frogs you get a silk robe. Very nice. Good silk robe there. It's good for these 2 and for another mage who we'll be encountering much later on. So very good. Enemies here, I don't know who you can fight here. Who really knows? I don't know, I think I mentioned it before, but griffins you can eat and learn not level 4, not level 5 death. You can learn White Wind, which is really good. But there you go. And we're going to be good on chocographs for a very long time now. Won't need to worry about them until the next act. And even then, it's going to be a while before you can get any more chocographs. That tripped me up back in the day. Yeah. So, Okay, let me go ahead and head in here. This is Conde Petie, which is the obligatory dwarves settlement of Final Fantasy, of this game. And yeah, so Quina heads in, runs in, and and Zidane gets called out, and it says maybe he's trying too hard, and yeah, I think he knows he is. And they have their greeting of Rally Ho, or Tally Ho, or Hi Ho, depending on what translation and what Final Fantasy game you are playing. Zidane looks like he's very, very reluctant in saying it. And yeah, here's some active time events which I don't really care about. Get a lot of money lying around. Excellent. Very good. There's a few things you can find just lying around in this area, I believe. And yeah, this area has a mountain path, which I'll be exploring much later on in the game. So, anyways. So yeah, all these dwarves. This was the first Final Fantasy game that I encountered where dwarves had an overly Scottish accent, or Scots-Irish accent, more like. We got a letter to Suzuna from Mogmat, very cool. We'll go ahead and deliver that. There's a pinion, nice, very nice. And we got upgrades we can buy at their weapon shop, which I will go ahead and buy a couple right now. I definitely want to get these poison knuckles for sure. I'm gonna sell a couple ethers too. I don't need that many, so I'll be okay without, just selling those, having those two on hand. Yeah, you can finally buy oak staves for Vivi if you need them. Again, I'm not gonna need anything for Quina. Magic armlets, they will have their place in synthesizing, I believe. Lemia's tiaras are pretty good. We'll get a couple of those. Ritual hats. I'm gonna need mage cloaks for synthesis again. So yeah, good stuff there. Okay, cool. Good. Nice. Okay. Very nice. Alright. Actually, I do think there is one... No, never mind. I forgot how to trigger the plot advancement in this area. And the music for this area is awesome. I really like it. That. Yeah, remember this place for later. There's Vivi. Okay. I think we're good now to advance the plot. Oh, what is this? Yeah, it's a black mage. What are they doing here? And that's where we advance the plot. We see a black mage. We chase him down. Because what's a black mage doing in the outer continent? And what are they doing buying stuff from these dwarves? And the dwarves call them pinty hats. They often come from the southeast forest to trade with us. I don't know, that's not really Scottish or Scots-Irish. I don't know, I can't Nah, I'm from Massachusetts, so I guess I could have the Irish in me, but no, I'm Jewish, so that's not really how it's gonna work. And my other half, the other half of my family's from New York, so I got like some Massachusetts and some New York. So yeah, it's not really happening. But anyways, let's go head over to the. That's the forest. That's the forest where the black mages live. You can fight some friendly monsters here. I'm gonna avoid them because I do not want to fight them now. I don't want to give them anything to increase my AP to get the buckets and buckets of AP that I can get. I want to save that for when I have some more players in my party. This way I can get them to learn really good quality secondary abilities right out of the gate. This way I don't have to grind for it. Yeah, so we got a little puzzle here, so you gotta go in the place where they don't have owls. So go, yeah, you'll read that sign, you'll say, oh, this is where no owls are, and eventually a black mage will appear, and then you follow the black mage into their village. Very easy. And you can fight some new enemies here. You can fight these mushroom enemies called myconids. And you can fight zemslets, which I forget what they both teach as blue magic. Here's a zemslet, which I don't care about. So I'll just run from it. And drop money that I don't care about. Alright. Okay. And another encounter. Wow. Okay, bring on the encounters today. And here's the other ones. Myconids. Right? Yeah, myconids. Which I have no business with fighting. Don't want any business with, so I'll just go ahead and run from them too. If Zidane doesn't get killed. They didn't get killed. Good. Okay. Let's go ahead and head into here. See, and yeah, that's where the black mage was. And check this out. They've sealed like the entrance to their village. This way, no one else knows where they are because they don't want to get found out. They don't want to be discovered. Because apparently, and you'll learn about this if you do talk to the people, if you're playing along in this game, is that the black mages here know that they're from Alexandria, and they know that they're being used as weapons of war. And they know that other people do not like them being used as weapons, and they kind of know that if they were to be public, they would be sought out and attacked. So that's why they have built this village in the middle of nowhere, and that's why they disguise it, because they do not want to be found out, because they know exactly what will happen. So yeah. Okay. There's something you can get here. We'll go ahead and grab it right now. And oh, no, that's not it. That's a Moogle there. I'm not gonna. So I actually will, for plot purpose, go with this active time event. So yeah, so there's a chocobo that got pregnant and left these black mages an egg, and and Queen thinks that they're gonna eat the egg, but the black mages are not gonna do that, and they're gonna try and raise this chocobo. And you'll see, it's a feel-good moment in this game for sure. There's a lot of feel-good moments in this game. there's also Stellazio Coins, which I'm going to go ahead and grab right now if I can find it. There we go, the Virgo coin. Very good. Okay, now let's go ahead and advance the plot. These black mages don't really say anything new. Although you can buy stuff from them, and I'll do that later. I'm not going to do that now. I just really want to advance the plot here. And here we go. Yeah, you would have discovered this ATE just by walking around, but yeah, so. These are the leaders of sorts of the Black Mage Village. And they can all talk and stuff. And they escaped with, and see, they know that they're products of Alexandria's cargo ships, so. And they wanted to live in a place where there were no humans to seek them out and destroy them, because they knew, these mages all know that humans see them as instruments of destruction and nothing else. So the humans are going to pursue them in the same way. So they also know about the concept of mortality and death for some reason, which is insane because these mages are human enough to be human, but they're not really human, which is a really cool concept in this game. Because Vivi is apparently the prototype of these black mages. He's the very first one to be made. And if you read manuals of this game, it displays his age as 9. And it becomes revealed that the life expectancy of any given black mage, these adult ones, is 1 year. So, yeah. And see, yeah, so there we go. Okay. Yeah, and I really want to get through this plot really quickly. And it's not there. Now we gotta find the princess. Then I gotta take care of something real quick. Oh. Here we go. No, wait. Don't know my way around this place. I think after 19 years of me playing this game, I know my way around. I guess it's different. Yeah. Yeah, so Zidane, and you also see the chemistry between Zidane and Sarah. They almost kind of bicker at each other like a married couple almost, and you get to see that Sarah's kind of starting to understand where Zidane's coming from, and she's starting to really warm up to him because Zidane showed her all these places, and she's been sheltered her whole life, so it makes sense, you know. So anyways, yeah, so good stuff. Get money there. Get some other stuff later on. Not yet. Here's the synthesis shop. I'm gonna want to get a maroon tooth. This is Zidane's most powerful weapon at the moment. It's gonna be very, very useful. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else I need at the moment. You see, you can synthesize fairy earrings with magic armlets and softs, so they're easy to make. Yeah, so wouldn't even worry about doing this. Actually, what you can do is you can do a fairy earrings trick, I think, if you just buy magic armlets and softs and use them to make fairy earrings. But I don't think they sell for that much, so I don't know if you can do that. You could do that with the cotton robes, so I wouldn't even worry about it. The extension I really want. That's a good accessory. The reflect ring, grab that later on, probably. You can find it as a treasure, I believe, much later in the game. So, yeah, actually what I'm going to do, before I go on at all, is save, and then we'll go through the obligatory big plot. And, yeah, before we go through the obligatory plot dump in this area, that becomes a recurring theme in this game for sure. So let me go ahead and save here, and we'll do more exploring Black Mage Village next time on Final Fantasy IX Weapon Man. It's been Sir Joseph, telling you to keep being awesome and take care of yourselves. Peace.